students, welcome back to the online classes. I hope you all are safe and sound at home. Today we are going to continue with the third part of the same chapter, that is chapter 3, force and pressure. And we are going to talk about the third aspect of pressure, that is atmospheric pressure. As we all know that there is envelope of air present all around us, which we call as atmosphere. Now this atmospheric air is extending up to many kilometers above the surface of the earth, and the pressure exerted by this air is nothing but atmospheric pressure. And if we have to define it properly, then we can say that atmospheric pressure is defined as the force per unit area exerted against a surface by the weight of the air above that surface. It is measured with an instrument called a barometer. That is why atmospheric pressure is also referred to as barometric pressure. Now, if we are talking about one particular object, whatever air is present above it, that air is exerting certain pressure on that object, and it is called atmospheric pressure. Now let us talk about our own body. Over here I have drawn a figure. Now the area of human's head is approx 15 centimeter into 15 centimeter. When I am going to calculate it, it will be 225 centimeter square approximately. So roughly, if it is calculated roundabout, it will be 2250 Newton of force is exerted by the air over that particular area of head. Now this area, the force is exerting pressure from here, from everywhere. The air is exerting pressure on the body. Now if you can see, this particular amount of force is exerted around us, so it means lot amount of air is present over our head. But if you realize, we don't feel any pressure over ourselves as air is present everywhere. Why don't we get crushed, or why don't we get hurt? So the reason is that inside our body there are certain fluids like blood, water and biochemical reactions. So they are also exerting some sort of pressure outward, and the pressure that is being exerted by atmospheric pressure is inward. So whereas the air pressure reaction is exerting pressure inwards, that is the reason both the pressure as the fluid that is inside our body is exerting pressure outward, and the atmospheric pressure is exerting pressure inside. So what happens? The net pressure gets balanced. So that is why we are not getting any pressure on our body, or we are not feeling any pressure on our body. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let us move to another topic, that is application of air pressure. There are various applications of air pressure, but I am going to explain you only two, which is very much important. So the first example that we have taken is very common: drinking liquid from a straw. Whenever we are drinking liquid from a straw, air pressure plays a major role. If air is not exerting pressure, we are not unable to drink anything from the straw. Now I am going to explain this topic to you with the help of a figure. As we know, a straw is always hollow from inside, so definitely air is present inside it. If anything is all hollow from inside, it means air is present inside it. Whenever we are going to suck anything from the straw, the first thing that we are going to get in our mouth is air. Definitely it is air. And once we are going to suck all the air inside it, what will happen? There will be a low pressure. There will be a low pressure inside the straw. Since there is a high pressure over here, why? Because more the depth of the liquid, more will be the pressure. So the pressure will be maximum over here. Since there is high pressure at the bottom and low pressure is created inside the straw, so anything or any liquid cannot move against the gravity. It cannot move against the gravity. So there should be some sort of applied force or pressure which helps the liquid to move into the straw. So where is that pressure? That pressure is over here. This is the atmospheric pressure. Since you know that in liquid the molecules are little bit apart from each other, so there is some space between the liquid. So this atmospheric pressure is going to occupy that space, and it will help the liquid to move upward, and it will get inside the straw, and we are easily going to suck the liquid from the straw. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let us take another example, whether it is possible to bring the water from the ground floor to the fourth floor without any source of force or pressure. No, it is not possible. So we are going to apply some source with the help of motor, so that the water can be sucked with the help of the motor and it can move upward to the fourth floor. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let us come to another topic application, that is rubber sucker. I know most of you have seen what is rubber sucker. Now I am going to explain it with the help of a figure. Suppose this is a wall or a window. Everyone has seen what is rubber sucker. Now when I am going to bring this rubber sucker near to the wall or window, suppose this is the nozzle of the rubber sucker and this is the wall. There is a space between the rubber sucker and the wall. Suppose it is an air. This is the air over here. So what happens? Once the rubber sucker is going to suck all the air from the window and between the sucker, what will happen? It is going to go and stuck to the wall. And now once it is being stuck to the wall, it is really very difficult to take it out. Why? Because the atmospheric pressure over here from all the side is pushing this rubber sucker and helping it to stuck inside the wall. So whenever you want to take out this rubber sucker from the wall, you are going to apply a tremendous amount of force. So that is the role of atmospheric pressure over here. I hope these two topics are very much clear to everyone. There are some more applications of air pressure like siphon, vacuum cleaner and motor. Now this chapter is over. Along with this chapter, I am going to send my lesson plan, and your duty is to complete all your work in your classwork copy. Till then, be safe. Goodbye.